So last Saturday, a 21-year-old college student going to the University of South Carolina, her name is Samantha Josephson. She goes out with her friends drinking, goes out to a bar, and she gets separated from her friends. She calls an Uber, gets in the car, and goes home for the night. Well, the next day, she's missing. Nobody knows where she's at. Nobody can find her. Everyone's calling her frantic, crazy. That morning, a couple of hunters, they find her body. Okay, so somebody killed her. So they released a picture of a surveillance video of the car that she got into, which was a black Impala. So there's an APB out on all black Impalas in the area. So they pull over a black Impala. It's being driven by a 24-year-old dude by the name of Nathaniel Rowland. They go on a high-speed chase. They finally, they go on a foot pursuit. They finally catch him, cuff him. They search the car. They find blood in the car, which they tested and later turned out to be hers. They found her cell phone in the car. They found germicidal wipes, window cleaner, and bleach. So this sorry sack of shit obviously killed her. He's being charged with kidnapping and first-degree murder. I don't know if they can upgrade it to capital murder. He's a black dude. She's a white woman. South Carolina, without a doubt, he's getting the death penalty. Even if he were white, he would still be getting the death penalty. But because he is black in South Carolina, definitely getting the death penalty. And I don't care what race he is, he deserves a fucking death penalty. If there's ever a way somebody could get executed and then brought back to life and executed 4 more times, this sorry sack of shit definitely deserves it. This predator piece of shit definitely deserves it. Has probably done it before, where he's creeping around at the area pretending to be an Uber driver. But I want to go back to the main point of this video, which is not necessarily talking about a poor girl's murder. We're talking about common sense, folks. I'm sorry, ladies. Guys are pigs. Guys are assholes. Yes, and no, the world is not fair. And you want equality, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. But we live in and it's not fair. Women are gonna say it's not fair that we live in a world where we can't walk down the street wearing a miniskirt because everyone wants to rape us. Blah blah blah. Okay, well, you know what? Unfortunately, women have to play under a different set of rules in the world to be safe than a man. It just is what it fucking is. I don't care what year it is, if it's 2019 or 3075. That's just how it is. Okay, that's just how it is. But we're gonna have a little civic lesson, if you will, or whatever that word is, on common sense. Now, I've never taken an Uber in my life, but I would like to think, because I've taken Lyft, I would like to think that on the app, when you order your car, the driver's picture and his name, along with the type of vehicle he will be driving, shows up on the screen. Now, this girl was probably so fucking drunk, so inebriated, that she's done the Uber thing so many times. She's 21 years old, not very worldly, doesn't have a whole lot of common sense. You're only 21. You're not, you don't become, you don't get, smart until you're 30, in my opinion. I was an idiot until I was about 28. But she just hops in because she didn't even look at her phone. She just didn't even look at her phone. She just said, fuck it, she got in. And this sorry son of a bitch murdered her. Murdered a young girl, had her whole life ahead of her. I feel so bad for the father and the mother of the kid, because you raise your daughter, you're so careful, you're so overly protective, and this shit happens. I guess this is why parents are overly protected over their kids, especially their daughters, because of fucked up stories like this. And it's not this girl's fault. She didn't ask to be murdered. And I'm not gonna say wrong place, wrong time bullshit. I just wish that she would have looked at her phone. She has to realize that it's a fucked up world we live in, and no matter who you are, unfortunately, yeah, women would love to live in a world where we don't look at your ass, we don't check out your fucking tits, We don't fantasize about having sex with you. You know, women want the world to be where, you know, Prince Charming comes and she decides whenever, you know, she wants to what happens and blah, blah, blah. But no, we live in a fucking stupid ass, cruel world. Most people are genuinely good-hearted, but we unfortunately live in a world with bags of shit like Nathaniel Rowland in the world, preying fucks, rapist pieces of shit. Lord knows what he did to that woman before he murdered her. They're not saying how he killed her, but unfortunately 320 million people in this country, most of them good-hearted. We got some sick fucks out there, okay? So here's a little bit of advice to any woman watching this channel, and I guess any guy too, but primarily to the women. It's a fucking fucked up world. Be careful. Know your surroundings. Try to know who you're talking to. Know where you're at. Know where your friends are. And for God's sake, when you call an Uber or a Lyft, because guys are pigs and rapists, some of them are, okay? There was a guy in California doing that Uber shit, hey, Uber, and he raped like 7 girls, okay? So when you order an Uber, make sure it's the guy on the screen. That's still not guaranteeing you a safe ride home, but it's a good chance that you're gonna arrive safely. Look at the app. Make sure when you order the Uber, it's the guy in the picture. It's the guy's car. You know his name. Common sense, guys. Common sense. Common sense, you know, unfortunately would have saved this girl's life, but it's just a sick, disgusting story at the end of the day, and a family has lost their daughter, and nothing good comes out of this. There is no lesson learned. Common sense, guys. Common sense.